why. Pixel swagger where the vibes non-stop. Hot events, wild nights, top. Come together, get loose, don't be shy. Living like legends, never asking why. DJ spin those records, scratching vinyl wall. Move slick, rhythm big through the dance floor door. Block to block, words running fast. Pixel swagger, legends of the past. Love in the air, twinkle lights, neon glow. Hands in hands, hearts beating, pulse flow. From dusk till dawn, no stopping the beat. Feet tapping, souls grooving, life is sweet.
Okay, no swagger out to phone check. Pixel swagger in the building, y'all turn those speakers up.
I need to update that thing so it says okay, live,
What? I went to the wrong place.
manage videos. Live.
Damn, really like in the notepad.
EP, please.
Let me get up again. I'll keep the if you didn't get a TP yet.
Okay.
There you go. Let me get up again. I'll keep the if you didn't get a TP yet.
Yo, microphone check, Pixel swagger in the building, y'all turn those speakers up.
In Pixel swagger popping off night and day. Crazy characters living, throwing parties, cray. Block parties, man, hotter than the summer sun. Everybody dancing, getting wild, having fun. Down on Main Street, breaking it down, smooth groove. Graffiti on the walls, art flowing, real move. Barbecue, smoke, rising ribs on the grill. Sexy times, late night, every thrill fulfilled. Pixel swagger where the vibes non-stop. Hot events, wild nights, top. Come together, get loose, don't be shy. Living like legends, never asking why. DJ spin those records, scratching vinyl raw. Move slick, rhythm big through the dance floor door. Block to block, words running fast. Pixel swagger, legends of the past. Love in the air, twinkle lights, neon glow. Hands in hands, hearts beating, pulse flow. From dusk till dawn, no stopping the beat. Feet tapping, souls grooving, life is sweet.
No, I'm here. I gotta restart my computer.
Pixel swagger popping off night and day. Crazy characters living, throwing parties, cray. Block parties, man, hotter than the summer sun. Everybody dancing, getting wild, having fun. Down on Main Street, breaking it down, smooth groove. Graffiti on the walls, art flowing, real move. Barbecue, smoke, rising ribs on the grill. Sexy times, late night, every thrill fulfilled. Pixel swagger with the vibes non-stop. Hot events, wild nights, top. Come together, get loose, don't be shy. Living like legends, never asking why. Pixel swagger where the vibes non-stop. Hot events, wild nights, top. Come together, get loose, don't be shy. Living like legends, never asking why. DJ spin those records, scratching vinyl raw. Move slick, rhythm big through the dance floor door. Block the
Aaron, Aria. Perfect. Full panel. Host. Oh god, it shows way over my head. Oh, I guess I better click on Abby. Oh shit.
Yo, microphone check, Pixel swagger in the building, y'all turn those speakers up.
In Pixel swagger popping off night and day. Crazy characters living, throwing parties. parties cray cray. Block parties, man, hotter than the summer sun. Everybody dancing, getting wild, having fun. Down on Main Street, breaking it down, smooth groove. Graffiti on the walls, hard flowing, real move. Barbecue, smoke, rising ribs on the grill. Sexy times, late night, every thrill fulfilled. Pixel swagger with the vibes non-stop. Hot events, wild nights, top. Come together, get loose, don't be shy. Living like legends, never asking why. DJ spin those records, scratching vinyl raw. Move slick, rhythm pick through the dance floor door. Block to block, words spreading fast. Pixel swagger, legends of the past. Love in the air, twinkle lights, neon glow. Hands in hands, hearts beating, pulse flow. From dusk till dawn, no stopping the beat. Feet tapping, souls grooving, life is sweet. Swagger popping off night and day. Crazy characters living, throwing parties cray cray. Block parties, man, hotter than the summer sun. Everybody dancing, getting wild, having fun. Down on Main Street, breaking it down, smooth groove. Graffiti on the walls, on flowing, real move. Barbecue, smoke, rising ribs on the grill. Sexy times, late night, every thrill fulfilled. Pixel swagger with the vibes non-stop. Hot events, wild nights, top. Come together, get loose, don't be shy. Living like legends, never asking why. Pixel swagger with the vibes non-stop. Hot events, wild nights, top. Come together, get loose, don't be shy. Living like legends, never asking why. DJ spin those records, scratching vinyl raw. Move slick, rhythm pick through the dance floor door. Block to block, words spreading fast. Pixel swagger, legends of the past. Love in the air, twinkle lights, neon glow. Hands in hands, hearts beating, pulse flow. From dusk till dawn, no stopping the beat. Feet tapping, souls grooving, life is sweet.
Okay, no smackle out the phone check. Pixel swagger in the building, y'all turn those speakers up. Yo, microphone check. Pixel swagger in the building, y'all turn those speakers up.
In Pixel swagger popping off night and day. Crazy characters living, throwing parties cray cray. Block parties, man, hotter than the summer sun. Everybody dancing, getting wild, having fun. Down on Main Street, breaking it down, smooth groove. Graffiti on the walls, hard flowing, real move. Barbecue, smoke, rising ribs on the grill. Sexy times, late night, every thrill fulfilled. Pixel swagger with the vibes non-stop. Hot events, wild nights, top. Come together, get loose, don't be shy. Living like legends, never asking why. DJ spin those records, scratching vinyl raw. Move slick, rhythm pick through the dance floor door. Block to block, words spreading fast. Pixel swagger, legends of the past. Love in the air, twinkle lights, neon glow. Hands in hands, hearts beating, pulse flow. From dusk till dawn, no stopping the beat. Feet tapping, souls grooving, life is sweet. Swagger popping off night and day. Crazy characters living, throwing parties cray cray. Block parties, man, hotter than the summer sun. Everybody dancing, getting wild, having fun. Down on Main Street, breaking it down, smooth groove. Graffiti on the walls, on flowing, real move. Barbecue, smoke, rising ribs on the grill. Sexy times, late night, every thrill fulfilled. Pixel swagger with the vibes non-stop. Hot events, wild nights, top. Come together, get loose, don't be shy. Living like legends, never asking why. Pixel swagger with the vibes non-stop. Hot events, wild nights, top. Come together, get loose, don't be shy. Living like legends, never asking why. DJ spin those records, scratching vinyl raw. Move slick, rhythm pick through the dance floor door. Block to block, words spreading fast. Pixel swagger, legends of the past. Love in the air, twinkle lights, neon glow. Hands in hands, hearts beating, pulse flow. From dusk till dawn, no stopping the beat. Feet tapping, souls grooving, life is sweet.
Okay, no smackle out the phone check. Pixel swagger in the building, y'all turn those speakers up.
Yes.
Yo, microphone check. Pixel swagger in the building, y'all turn those speakers up.
In Pixel swagger popping off night and day. Crazy characters living, throwing parties cray cray. Block parties, man, hotter than the summer sun. Everybody dancing, getting wild, having fun. Down on Main Street, breaking it down, smooth groove. Graffiti on the walls, hard flowing, real move. Barbecue, smoke, rising ribs on the grill. spin those records, scratching vinyl raw. Move slick, rhythm big through the dance floor door. Block to block, words running fast. Pixel swagger, legends of the past. Love in the air, twinkle lights, neon glow. Hands in hands, hearts beating, pulse flow. From dusk till dawn, no stopping the beat. Feet tapping, souls grooving, life is sweet. Pixel swagger popping off night and day. Crazy characters living, throwing parties, cray cray. Block parties, man, hotter than the summer sun. Everybody dancing, getting wild, having fun. Down on Main Street, breaking it down, smooth groove. Graffiti on the walls, on flowing, real move. Barbecue smoke, rising ribs on the grill. Sexy times, late night, every thrill fulfilled. Pixel swagger with the vibes non-stop. Hot events, wild nights, top top. Come together, get loose, don't be shy. Living like legends, never asking why. Pixel swagger with the vibes non-stop. Hot events, wild nights, top top. Come together, get loose, don't be shy. Living like legends, never asking why. DJ spin those records, scratching vinyl raw. Move slick, rhythm big through the dance floor door. Block to block, words running fast. Pixel swagger, legends of the past. Love in the air, twinkle lights, neon glow. Hands in hands, hearts beating, pulse flow. From dusk till dawn, no stopping the beat. Feet tapping, souls grooving, life is sweet.
Yeah, no, I mean the overall like
Okay.
huge script that we
No
read off
smack
of.
about the phone check.
Oh, okay.
Pixel
Yeah,
swagger
I'm
in the
gonna
building.
shorten
Y'all
that a
turn
little
those
bit.
speakers up.
So
Sorry about that.
Yo, yo, microphone check. Pixel swagger in the
I'm
building. Y'all
just gonna
turn
go
those
listen to
speakers
some
up.
fucking
Big
stuff.
Pixel swagger popping off night and day. Crazy characters living, throwing parties, cray cray. Block parties, man, hotter than the summer sun. Everybody dancing, getting wild, having fun. Down on Main Street, breaking it down, smooth groove. Graffiti on the walls, on flowing, real move. Barbecue smoke, rising ribs on the grill. Sexy times, late night, every thrill
Alright.
fulfilled. Pixel swagger with the vibes non-stop. Hot events, wild nights, top top. Come together, get loose, don't be shy. Living like legends, never asking why. DJ spin those records, scratching vinyl raw. Move slick, rhythm big through the dance floor door. Block to block, words running fast. Pixel swagger, legends of the past. Love in the air, twinkle lights, neon glow. Hands in hands, hearts beating, pulse flow. From dusk till dawn, no stopping the beat. Feet tapping, souls grooving, life is sweet. Pixel swagger popping off night and day. Crazy characters living, throwing parties, cray cray. Block parties, man, hotter than the summer sun. Everybody dancing, getting wild, having fun. Down on Main Street, breaking it down, smooth groove. Graffiti on the walls, on flowing, real move. Barbecue smoke, rising ribs on the grill. Sexy times, late night, every thrill fulfilled. Pixel swagger with the vibes non-stop. Hot events, wild nights, top top. Come together, get loose, don't be shy. Living like legends, never asking why. Pixel swagger with the vibes non-stop. Hot events, wild nights, top top. Come together, get loose, don't be shy. Living like legends, never asking why.
What the hell is that?
DJ spin those records, scratching vinyl raw. Move slick, rhythm big through the dance floor door. Block to block, words running fast. Pixel swagger, legends of the past. Love in the air, twinkle lights, neon glow. Hands in hands, hearts beating, pulse flow.
Weird.
Yeah.
Life is fucking weird. That could be a topic. How fucking weird is fucking life?
Kinda. I mean, once we get into the PBR stuff tonight.
Mhm.
Amazing. All right, is everybody here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Amazing. All right, let me pull this up here. I closed one of my screens, so now I can't see some of the stuff that I need. All right, I'm going to get started. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Pixel Confessions podcast. We're live every Wednesday at 6 p.m., and then we post everything in a nice, fresh, crisp, not necessarily edited, but just edited for the audio clarity. We release that on Fridays, a nice, clearer copy of the podcast. So basically, what we are is we're just a group of friends. We gather on voice calls. We share daily Second Life experiences. We share our experiences together. We have casual chats. We get into debates, and we're all kind of pervy. Yeah, I don't think there's a single person in this room that's not pervy, actually. I'm thinking about it. We have a really good chemistry, and we create a dynamic atmosphere, and it keeps things interesting. So get ready for a nice little roller coaster. We hope, and we actually have some really amazing topics tonight. Before we get into that, though, my name is Abby Lynn. I'm the owner of Pixel Swagger Live, a co-owner of everything else Pixel Swagger. We have an amazing sim venue, amazing games venue, and I have amazing friends that help me. We all run everything together. So I'm gonna turn it over to Tegan.
Hi guys, I'm Tegan. Glad to be here as always. I'm the angel of the group. No laughing, guys. Not Abby Lynn. I am co-owner of Pixel Swagger. I am also co-owner of the Pixel Swagger HQ Center. You guys can come play games with us anytime you guys want. All right, your turn, Aria.
Hi, I'm Aria. I am one of the resident stoners in Pixel Swagger. Today is no different. I am co-owner of Pixel Swagger community and the blog, and then co-owner with Tegan of Pixel Swagger HQ with the game area. Nettie.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Nettie. I'm the GM for Pixel Swagger Live. I like long walks on the beach and giving away free mustache rides.
I
So
was waiting for that shit.
you know, yeah. Now I'm the resident clown around here.
With those
That's what I do.
shades, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the sunglasses, you get the idea of what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm just here to have a good time, everybody. So yeah, Aaron, over to you.
I'm Aaron. I'm a consultant for Pixel Swagger Live and also the live singer manager. I run Neptune, which is the stream that you can hear here at Pixel Swagger, and I'm not a perv.
Yes, you
In
are.
fact, I'm 100% confident I'm a virgin on Second Life.
Oh my god,
I
that's
think he's pushing it.
what a fucking liar. Oh my god.
That must make Abby a virgin too, I guess.
We all know
Either.
that's not true. Oh my god. All right, let's jump into the topic. So, the first topic that we're actually going to be jumping into tonight is SL viewers, PBR or not to PBR. We all know with this new the new PBR that's come out, some people are having issues. I personally, I don't have any issues other than the first 20 minutes of me being logged in. It's so slow loading everything. And I am running in PBR. I am running in max or ultra graphics all the time. When I lower it, it is better. But what about you, Tegan? Because this was a topic you chose, and say your inspiration for this topic, because I thought that was pretty cool when you said that.
So for the PBR topic, I was actually at Eagleton walking around and had seen as you mentioned earlier, it's Block Nest. There's a mirror at Block Nest, and it was like almost perfect clarity. And I was like, okay, so from the very first one that I seen, PBR mirror, that was the first one that I could actually fully see myself in. The clarity was almost perfect. It was great. But also, what I was thinking about on the PBR is on our HQ sim, we got the sky, I think it was the sky terrain textures, but they're PBR. And Aria put them down in our sim, and I was kind of like hammed up in a way. And I was looking at the textures, and they're kind of like, I don't know, they remind me almost like not fuzzy. They look good, but they don't. I don't know. I wasn't sure how I felt about them. And so I was curious what everyone else thought about like textures. And I've seen somewhere on Facebook that someone was saying that there was PBR clothing, which is crazy to me because any PBR that I've seen that's not like a mirror or like a reflection has like this blue diamondy shine to it.
Oh,
I was
really?
wondering if what, yeah, so I was wondering what anyone else thought of it.
The texture on our land has grown on me, although I still want to play with it more. I just haven't had the time to.
Yeah.
But it's definitely grown on me since the beginning. I find myself buying every single PBR mirror that I see.
Why?
Like I don't know, but every single PBR mirror that I've seen, I have bought. If you were to look at the skybox I'm decorating right now, there's a ton of mirrors.
I don't get it though. I don't get it.
Cool.
You literally stare at your avatar all day. Why do you need a mirror?
It's
I don't know.
new.
It's really cool and it's new and like everyone, I'm like, oh, I need that because they're all on sale right now, right? Like I think a lot of the designers are just trying to play with PBR and get used to it, so they're all making mirrors and they're all like on these like weekend sales anyway. They're on like fairly inexpensive, so I'm like, I'll buy that mirror. I've got this mirror and like I don't know, they're all over my skybox right now. I love them.
So what about the viewers though? Like let's jump into the viewers because like obviously PBR, the textures and everything, they are amazing. Um, what about the viewers though? Like I know Arya, you've heard some of us complain about like things loading up super slow or things not loading at all or random crashing, but you said you're using Firestorm.
I'm
And
using Firestorm. I do get random crashes. Like, well, as I was leaving Pixel Swagger earlier today, this morning, I like crashed right as I was about to teleport home. I was like, I don't know where I'm gonna end up when I log back in. So I do get the random crashes still. And I know Noah can't use PBR at all. He's running a little bit older of a computer, and he actually had to go back an update for Firestorm.
oh yeah,
the pre-PBR. Yeah, he did. Which I've heard a few people have had to. It is taking a lot of our resources.
I don't know. I think Aaron's the one that follows up the most on that viewer because he's using Alchemy or on the PBR stuff. And I don't know, Aaron, you seem completely fascinated by PBR, but what about the viewers? Because you've dabbled in both.
Well, I started using the Firestorm Alpha in January, and I used that off and on for 2 months. It takes some getting used to. If you're so used to using just the regular Firestorm or any of the other third party viewers, like the Second Life viewer, they introduced PBR as soon as it was available, but the other viewers had to catch up. I like the experience in Alchemy better, but what I like about PBR, from my old club that my way of decorating is to use light as a form of decoration. So you saw all kinds of light coming from all different angles, and I think PBR will make that experience, if you're really into lighting, that'll make that experience so much better for you. So if you're running a club or any other like type of artistic environment where you're you're wanting to display your creativity, PBR is amazing for that. And I saw one club recently while we were all there, that they didn't go overboard with the mirroring, right? Like their dance floor was just reflective enough so that it scattered light the way it should be scattered, like you would see it in real life. So like think of a solid wood floor or like a stone floor that has a slightly reflective surface. That's how they did it there, and I thought that was good of them to just like take advantage of that right away.
Do you guys have a
And
wind light that because here's my thing. I don't notice a lot of difference between the PBR stuff unless somebody like sends me a video of them spinning something like without PBR textures and with PBR textures. I really don't notice it. So it's like, is there a special wind light you guys are using? Because I do run in like daylight a lot because I can't see at night.
I I saw somebody mention on Facebook recently, you don't need wind lights for a PBR. I don't agree with that. You can always manipulate your lighting, your environment, and you should if you're, running any kind of sim where you want people to show up, or even for your own pleasure. It the the difference between the non PBR and the new, midday wind lights, for instance, there's a huge difference. That's because before PBR, it was just fixed global lighting, right? So like you increase the brightness, you change the hue. Now, you can do so much more when it comes to manipulating the position of the sun, because you see the way the light is broadcast, right? So it makes a huge difference. So like if you're new to a PBR viewer and you turn it on for the first time, the first thing you're going to notice is that the world is incredibly bright, and that's because you're still defaulted to global lighting. Just change to the new midday or the new midnight, whichever you know method of lighting you prefer, and then you can make your adjustments from there. I wouldn't use any of the older EEPs or wind lights for photography, and unless you just particularly like the look of a certain one, then of course you can adjust it to your needs. But
So what about like for people like Arya was just saying like Noah, he had to revert back because he just can't run on the PBR viewer. Now, for these people that are using PBR textures, and some of them are getting at the point where they're no longer just putting the regular texture on, they're only using PBR. So if I don't understand this myself, so if you don't have a PBR viewer, is that texture just a gray blob to you?
It's just white, I believe.
yeah,
So that kind of sucks for people that can't afford giant gaming computers, which is the majority of Second Life.
that's not necessarily true. You can go in. So Firestorm and Alchemy, and I'm sure Black Dragon too, all allow you to use Lightbox or something similar to go and control everything from the shadow strength, the glow rendered, all of that at a more fine detail than you can just using the regular graphics preferences. So you can bring that stuff down. You can take away lag by decreasing the amount of ambient occlusion, decreasing the amount of anti-aliasing, and find a method that works for you and still be able to experience PBR. You have to mess with that stuff.
Yeah.
You shouldn't just say like, oh, it doesn't work on my computer. Well, it could work on your computer. You just have to make adjustments.
Yeah, but like I noticed like Noah, we walked Noah through all the process of turning everything down, and he couldn't even function, the poor guy.
One thing I noticed that created the biggest amount of lag was transparent water. I changed that once, turned it off, and like it took away the lag. So I know that's going to cause problems for some people.
Was you about to say something, Nettie?
I had issues with the Firestorm PBR viewer as well. It was not functionable for me at all. Every time I TP'd around, no matter where I was, my body, everything I had on was not rendered. I would have to reload the mesh LOD.
Yeah.
And if that wasn't happening, nothing else would res for me on the sim, and it would be a constant lockup or very limited. My frames would be high, but it would be acting as if my frames weren't high. So
Yeah, like I freeze.
So I did the smart thing, and I rolled back to the previous viewer because honestly, reflections and SL and all that pretty stuff, I don't care enough. It's not that big of a deal for me. I mean, we're going on. My Abby's like 15 years old, give or take, something like that. I didn't have all of that shit to begin with. What's a couple more months isn't going to make a difference until they get it fixed.
Truth, I agree with you there.
I'd rather have the reliability of being able to function on here than struggling for no reason.
So you using the old viewer, are you having any issues in seeing like the all white solid textures?
I haven't noticed anything like that.
Yeah, I haven't yet. Well, I guess I'm on a PBR viewer, so I wouldn't notice it, but
I haven't really noticed anything that like stands out like, oh, that doesn't look right.
I'm debating on switching back myself because it was basically as soon as I log in, it's like you said, either my body doesn't res or the sim doesn't res, and it takes a good 20 minutes for everything to just kink itself out, and then I'm smooth. But the minute I leave the sim and go somewhere else, it's a brand new thing. But as soon as I land, I can move for like 10 seconds, and then everything freezes for like 30 seconds. And then all of a sudden everything unfreezes and everything loads up. And like you said, my frame rates are running at like 60, 40, and 60, and I don't understand it. And it gets so
Yeah, I
I
think
frustrating.
noticed
that freezes.
I noticed that the first time I used the new release of the Firestorm viewer, not the beta or alpha, but the actual release, I noticed it did freeze for a bit after the world loaded. I want to correct myself. I said that you could reduce ambient occlusion. I meant anisotropic filtering,
No.
not ambient occlusion.
What was you going to say,
That would
Tegan?
make a big difference.
The freezing thing, because I use Firestorm, the PBR one too, but I do have a gaming computer. So mine does freeze though too, and I have a great graphics card and everything else. I do just think PBR is just like really heavy on a Firestorm viewer, and I really hope that they figure out a way to make it less heavy, maybe.
Well, I will
So
say
that
this. I don't have those issues on the Alchemy viewer, but it's I know Vic just recently switched to that and she was swearing by it. I don't know how she feels about it now, and that Aaron swears by it, but my problem is like I'm not good with change and the interface on there. There's so many different things, and I'm that person that when Facebook changes, I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? No.
Well, we're all like that.
You know what I mean? But also Vic just said the interface sucks, but the performance is great. So I mean, I think I'm gonna make the switch over to Alchemy. I just wanted to get through this week because I've still been trying to play with Alchemy, and also like it's the IMs and stuff. I get so confused. Oh my god. But you can make it look a little bit like Firestorm, but I need some more tweaking. Maybe I don't know. Aaron can help me with that stuff at a later date. Does anybody have any last minute comments on the PBR viewers before we switch into the next topic?
No.
No. All right. So
I'm good.
the next topic that we're going to discuss is kind of a sensitive topic. I think we've all been there. It's loneliness in SL. Like, are you being heard? I think I'll kick it off personally. I've experienced many different types of loneliness in SL. Loneliness of not having a partner, or loneliness of having a partner and them not being able to be around. Loneliness of, a good example. I've really missed Nettie lately. Nettie's been really busy lately with other things, so I think we all can speak on that. We all super missed Nettie.
I appreciate that, you guys.
We love you, Nettie.
So I gotta be honest with you, since we're on this topic, and I'm sorry to cut you off, Abs. So my being super busy lately has been to combat my own loneliness on here.
Yeah.
Everybody, all of my friends are in relationships and have a lot going on for them, and I don't. So I've been trying to keep myself active and busy in other areas, whether it be on Second Life or elsewhere, because loneliness sucks, guys. Like it really fucking sucks, and it's really not spoken about enough. Like we have a big community here, but it happens to everybody,
I think
So lonely folks unite.
Lonely folks.
We got this.
We got this. Aw.
I mean, even being in a relationship, SL can be lonely. Like, I'm sure it's been noticed that I'm not on SL quite as much right now, because it does get lonely when I'm by myself. So I also, people might notice that, like, I haven't been here the last 2 days. Like SL's been lonely for me, so I decided I needed a break for real life, and that's kind of one way that I do use real life to like combat loneliness in SL. Um, but yeah, like sometimes like you can be lonely when you're in a relationship or just like missing your friends as well. And um, I jumped into a call this morning specifically because Nettie was in there, and like I have missed Nettie. I haven't talked to my friend in a while. He's been busy, and I know I've been busy myself.
Hmm.
Um,
It's nice to know that at the end of the day, though, like, you know, I experience loneliness sometimes too, but I am lucky. I have Aaron there all the time, you know. But I also know I have you guys anytime if I wanted to reach out to you. And
Always, always.
yeah, but I also like I've been feeling for the both of you, given your situations, and I don't know. Like I think you guys already know. I would drop anything for both of you if you said so, but you also are the type of people where you wouldn't want to burden anybody. Um, but I'm super, and I think you guys are super thankful too. Like I know you are that we do have each other, and if we have a moment where we just need to reach out to each other or whatever, it's literally like, hey, what are you doing? And it's like, let's jump in a call. It's instant for all of us, but in the past when I first came back to SL, um me trying to integrate myself back in, I was keeping myself distant from Tegan and Arya, and I was actually experiencing a lot of loneliness to the point where like I literally posted something on fucking Facebook where I'm like, hey, does anybody want to collab on a photo? And we all know what kind of attention that gets and what kind of people there's some good people out there, but I mean, let's be honest, that when you say collab, they're not thinking of the photography, they're thinking of dicks and vaginas. So um I was trying to like escape the loneliness that way when I should have just went out in my garden and planted some more seeds or something. Jesus. Does anybody? What about you, Aaron? What
Well,
have
it sounds
you?
like you were getting seeds planted.
No, I
I don't
wasn't
know.
though.
I
That's the
mean,
thing.
like
I wasn't.
I've had times of loneliness on Second Life. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how people deal with it. It seems like I'm not judging or anything. I just noticed that a lot of people seem to be really lonely on Second Life,
Mm,
and I guess like it really comes down to how you deal with it, right? How do people deal with loneliness? I deal with it by, logging off, playing a game, or I'll just, park myself in a club and feel like I'm around people or feel like I'm part of something. Um,
that's why I
then
enjoy the voice calls, because even I've had moments where I've felt like lonely, but like just being in a group of people, even if I don't say anything, just knowing they're there. But
yeah.
you just made a really good, like, that. I guess that leads into the question of, is the loneliness like actually coming in from real life where you're trying to fill that void in SL and it just doesn't work? Like,
that
So
could be true for some people. For other people, it could be that like that's another thing. I mean, it depends on why you get on Second Life in the first place. If the reason you're on is because you're lonely in real life, then yes, loneliness will take a greater toll on you on Second Life. Um, but if you get on because you're working on projects, or you like spending your time decorating, or even you just log on once in a while because you like going clubbing and listening to music, you might not experience the same degree of loneliness even if you're alone as someone else would.
what was you gonna
I
say,
think
Tegan? I heard you jump in there.
I'm sorry, Dick.
so it's okay. When I thought of this topic, it wasn't necessarily like the loneliness that you guys are talking about. Because am I being heard as in I will be away for 3 and 4 days at a time because I'm not here. And then I log in and there is so much stuff that I've missed or that's going on. And that in itself creates loneliness. for
Aw.
me because I'm not here, I'm not caught up, and then when I do try to catch up or something, I'm behind, or
So more of
someone
like
just
a missing out.
ignores it. It's definitely a missing out loneliness.
Mm.
But then also, when I am alone, when I am alone, preferably I go to be alone just because I can't catch up and I can't keep up, and then I just kind of close myself down.
Mm. I get that.
And so that was kind of where that topic initially came up.
What do you
With
do to
that,
deal with it?
I just log off.
Well,
I just log off, and then I'll message Aria, or I'll message you, or it depends on how I feel, because it's just my emotions are all over the place all the time.
it's overwhelming. Yeah.
And I get overwhelmed. There's too much going on, too much sensory overload. I mean, it's like sometimes I just can't do it. So that's where my loneliness was
I
coming in.
get that. I totally get that because
Mhm.
I definitely have FOMO from being in game. So like
Right.
I'll be like, I definitely have the fear of missing out because like I'll want to be in 10 places at once, or if I have to leave to go do something for real life and you guys are all doing something, like I totally get FOMO. And then it's like I get sad
Oh,
because
right.
and I get sad because like I
Mm-hmm.
want to be part of that too.
Me too.
Yeah, like Vic
Yeah,
just said sometimes she finds herself on SL out of boredom, but that in itself is its own sort of loneliness and using SL as a crutch of the loneliness. What was you gonna say, Arya? Your mic's muted.
oh, that like when on the FOMO, like it sucks seeing like live do so well with the live singers like during the day while I'm at work, and I want to be here so
Right.
bad.
Right.
And I'm so proud of what it is, but yeah, I mean, and then I feel like I miss out, and then I get in my head and I hurt my own feelings sometimes.
Oh man,
Uh,
hurting your own feelings over loneliness. I do that all the time.
I do too. I think everyone does.
yeah, I do it a lot.
Is it a girl thing though? Guys, do you guys like totally get in your head? Like for
We always
real?
make up scenarios that are not realistic and hurt ourselves. That's not a gender-based thing. That's just mental
Anxiety.
health. Yeah, it's a mental health issue more than anything.
Yeah. I mean, I just always like, Arya says that, but then I'm also like, when I find out like that people were over at your sim playing games and stuff over on the headquarters sim, and I was over here and I had no idea. It was like I missed out. I'd go play games with everybody, like. So I totally get that. Um, Also when we divide and conquer, um, like if Arya goes to one place to support a venue, like last week for example, we had a big event here, but also like Nettie was DJing at another place, and we want to support Nettie. Nettie's our dude.
I
He's
want to say I didn't only support Nettie though. I went and saw Luna, and I went and saw King Min too. Like
well, no,
I
that's what I
had
mean. Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
think I caught a little bit of everybody's set. Like it wasn't just Nettie.
and we
It was
definitely
all of the Von Fuckery.
we love our Von Factories, and they've always show up at our shit, and they're so supportive.
Always.
So like for me having that that event that day, obviously it couldn't be changed, but I had FOMO so bad, but at the same time I was so happy knowing like that Arya did go over and she did represent, and I did send an all over there during Nettie's set for a little bit, but then I also noticed they had alts over here, like
Yeah.
we're all just trying to support each other, and um that alone, like in that moment when you're feeling that FOMO, but that alone, seeing the support kind of just like takes it away. And it's a really beautiful thing, and I wish it was something I could do all the time. Like right now there's a set going on that happens during our podcast, and I think we all would love to be there or even be on Twitch supporting, but we kind of can't because we're trying to focus on the podcast.
A
So
bit too distracting.
yeah, it is a little too distracting, but I always say that too because I don't want anybody to ever feel like lonely because we're not there. You know what I mean? So then I get into, it's no longer fear of missing out. I don't want that person to feel lonely because they don't feel supported. So it's such a fine line in SL to be able to like navigate through all that and be supportive. And there's some people that just will not forgive you if you can't be in 10 places at once. And that's sad.
Those people can
Very sad.
suck your dick.
I think we all really try to support all of our friends as much as we possibly can.
Mhm.
And we're so lucky that everyone understands that we can't be at 10 places at once and no one gets mad when we do miss a set.
Yeah. And like even like sometimes we just need to do things for ourselves. Like me and Aaron like to go hang out sometimes, and I'm sure like Arya and Noah like to just go be alone sometimes. And we do so much here for Pixel Swagger, like and I don't mean just Pixel Swagger Live, I mean all of Pixel Swagger, the whole brand itself. Like there's so many different things that we're doing that sometimes we do need to take time for ourselves, and sometimes, and I'm sure you guys have or some people have noticed, we're not overly in calls a lot over the last couple weeks, and that's just because we have been so busy that we've been taking time for ourselves and going in a few private calls just to catch up with each other because it has been so busy. So, but anyway, anyone else want to discuss this lonely topic? Oh my God. Are we good to move on?
Yes.
Great.
I think so.
Let's
Yes.
move on to the fun stuff. Unwelcomed IMs and SL. Who's
I'm assuming I must be ugly because I don't get that many. I mean, I get a couple, but I don't actually get that many.
So you were ugly?
Oh shit. I do get random IMs with just like, okay, I went to Equal 10 last month and somebody offered me 5,000 Linden. It got in my IM. It was a female, and she offered me 5,000 Linden and told me she would teach me everything I need to know if I would dom her.
Yeah? Oh, wait, sorry.
I'm like, excuse me? I was like, I'm not interested. I'm so flattered, but I'm not interested. And she's basically like, well, here's my card. Let me know. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Vic's like, secure the bag.
5K is kind of cheap.
That was cheap. I was insulted. But she said it was for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. I was like,
20
what?
minutes worth $5,000 to you?
No, I didn't.
What's your time worth?
She said she would teach me everything I need to know, and I'm like, girl, it's gonna take you more than 20 minutes to teach me.
So why is she paying you if she's gonna teach you? I'm really confused about that whole.
I don't
scenario.
know. I shared the chat with y'all when it happened. Like I was at, I think it was Equal 10. Yeah, it was at Equal 10. I just landed. Aaron landed with me, and it was an instant like, ding, your avatar is pretty. You know, are you interested in doming or femdoming? And I'll give you 5K and for 20 minutes. And I'm like, damn.
You think about it? What did you think about it?
No, I didn't, because I didn't even think about it because look, I know people that do that shit and they're making 60K for like an hour. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. But I just have no interest in femdoming a woman, like, or a man. I have no interest in femdoming. But I do get unwelcomed IMs with the whole, hey sexy, how are you? And it's like, have you not seen my partner box? Like, and he's standing right with, most of the time we're in an oh me pose. And he'll be standing right beside me. And it's just like, do you not see me? But I'm also the type of person I don't.
It's,
Oh, go ahead.
no, it's virtual courage. You know, like liquid courage, alcohol gives you the motivation to do things. And like
Virtual courage.
on Second Life, you had the anonymity of the internet to allow you to do things that you wouldn't do to somebody's face in real life.
I don't know. I just, have any of you received recently or in the past, like, the unsolicited IMs, you know?
No. I'm a guy. Nobody ever messages me.
Really?
I never get hit up. I haven't gotten an unsolicited random person hit me up in years, easily.
So back in September, I was actually at, I'm pretty sure it was Equal 10 again, and there was somebody there busking, and I was there listening to them, and there was this person that came in, and anyway, I jumped on voice afterwards. I'm like, wow, you did a great job. And this person was there, and they're like, oh my God, Abby, is that you? And it was like some 20-something-year-old, and I'm like, not the Abby you're looking for. And like, it wasn't an IM, but he was so persistent that he knew me, and he's like, we need to go out. You need to go out with me. We need to go out. And it's like, I'm not interested. No, thank you. You're like 20 years old. I'm a 40-year-old woman. And then he got in my box, and then he was like, no, for seriously, and I thought I was being trolled. I couldn't tell. And no matter how much I was saying, no, I'm not interested, I literally had to block him. And then all of a sudden, I think was it you, Arya, that he said he knew? And I TP'd you in, and he had known you or something, but I was like, oh my God, this is creepy. What are they saying? Oh, the freaks. There's many freaks in SL. But Tegan, you brought this topic up. I know you get a lot of unwanted Facebook messages.
Oh, I just ignore them.
Do you get
I was at April 10 when it came up because I was there. I was shopping around and someone had said hi, and then the next message was like, "You have a hot IV," and then it was they were trying to take off my skirt or something like that, and I TP'd away. I TP'd home. I just closed the window. Like, I still had me up there because they were furious that I left when they were trying to take off my skirt.
I'm noticing a trend here, though. Everything's happening at Equal 10.
Yes.
What the fuck? Oh, shit. Equal 10, take out the trash. What the hell? Yes. I used to get, before me and Aaron had partnered, I used to get a lot of people in my Facebook Messenger. I even had one guy who straight up, right out the get-go, told me every one of his fetishes. And when I was like, oh, that's good for you, he's like, oh, you're one of those, and blocked me. Like, and I was so nice about it. I was like trying to be so nice about it. I was like, oh, well, I'm not overly, that's not me, but that's, I didn't want to kink shame him, even though like he told me he, was like to get girls pregnant and then leave them and, stuff like that. And pay for sex, and which is fine, but it's just not my thing. So yeah, I've had my share of unwelcomed IMs, but they have died down. I no longer get one a day. I might get one every 2-3 weeks, and when I do, obviously the first thing I do is share it with Aaron because I giggle about it, but then he's like, don't they read profiles? Oh, guys don't care.
Well, I mean, they do. They read the profiles.
They do, most likely. Welcome in, Kat. All right, does anybody have anything
Kat.
to add on to this? Because I'm going to jump into that next topic, though.
So I'd just like to say that it's easier to be a creep on Facebook than it is in Second Life. And I know that sounds really stupid.
Ooh, explain.
I don't know what it is, but you just have access to more information on Facebook about somebody, so you can,
Mm.
wow, I'm sounding like a real stalker right now, but
No, I agree.
you
I
can
mean,
learn more about a person from their Facebook posts and their page than you can from their profile in World. And
1000%.
Especially
hit
based
it-
off what they post and shit.
yeah, and you can hit it off easier. Like I know I'm speaking from experience here. I've slid into a couple of DMs on SL Facebook, and it's worked to my benefit quite a few times. Like it happens. And yes, Booty in our chat, I did. We met through Facebook. Like
That's how me and Aaron
she
met.
she posted something about being alone, and I told her I could keep her company, and we never had a conversation before that. And next thing I know, we're talking for hours on end on Discord. Like it just happens like that. It's just, So I mean, I get why people do it, why the freaks really come out on Facebook. I'm not advocating for the creeps like that, but I understand, why it's such a big thing on Facebook.
Okay, yeah, I get it, because I guess if you're a dude and you're sitting there and you're scrolling through these girls and it's like, well, what are these girls posting? Oh, this girl's posting about how lonely she is all the time. Oh, she's an easy target. Or how she wants to be choked, but she's lonely. She wants a daddy. Oh, well, I'm a daddy. I'm going to message this girl. I guess. Yeah, because you don't really get that just from a profile. Well, actually, no. I've seen some profiles on SL, but I guess Facebook is the Tinder of. So just swipe right. And,
Well, it depends on how you're reading a person's profile too. I mean, if you look at their pics, you can get an understanding of what's important to them, and go based on that.
That's if they have pics. Not all of
If
them
they have
would.
pics,
That's
well,
the thing.
in that case, like you don't say anything about yourself on your profile. Why do I even want to talk to you?
This is true. Maybe that's why nobody hits me up.
Yeah, your
profile
profile's empty. I thought we fixed that once.
Your profile is kind of boring.
Wow, ladies,
never changes.
we're gonna get together after this. You know what? We're gonna make this a community project. Everybody on Pixel Swagger, I want you to hit the forums after
Community
this
project.
podcast, and let's all get together and pool our thoughts on how to make Nettie Ellman's profile a better, more welcoming thing.
Oh my God,
So
Nettie.
that's what I want to see. I want to see the engagement for
Let's
that.
just let's get Mocha on that shit. Mocha can fix you up.
Yes, I am the community project this week.
Big dick energy.
It might take longer than a week to fix Betty.
Oh,
Wow.
shit. We might have. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good because Nettie is so easy to pick on you sometimes.
Wow.
Oh,
Nettie,
And that's
we
great
took on you
because
with
I was able
love.
to successfully avoid this topic.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. We're going to go on to the next topic, the last topic. SL friendships that have gone RL. I literally can sit here and say everybody in this room is my RL friend. Every one of you. I have not met any of you yet, but I can literally say the bond and the friendship that we've all developed and that we all have and the chemistry that I have with all of you. Yeah, it's definitely a thing. It's definitely gonna happen. RL is definitely you guys are my and Nettie and Mocha. Nettie and Mocha, you guys are RL? Aw.
Yeah, we're friends.
Now I've only met one person in SL before. I am no longer friends with them, for the record. But yeah, like I can't wait to meet Tegan and Arya. Like I can't wait to like actually like be able. We're hoping that we can make this happen next year.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. We need to start planning that shit. But I kind of want it to be everybody. I might, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do like some big Pixel Swagger gathering. I'd like to meet y'all privately and just, get drunk and high and just bullshit. But I want us all to meet. Yeah, you guys are my RL friends. I don't consider you as just like SL and but at the same time, like, don't get me wrong, anybody that's listening, like, it's not that I don't consider you guys RL friends or anything like that. I think a friend is a friend, period. But like the connection I have with these people that are in front of me at the moment is I definitely want to jump into meeting every one of you in RL. Like, what do you got to say,
Yeah, I
Tegan?
mean,
Or yeah, go ahead, Arya.
oh, I was gonna say just for sure, like everyone here is my real life friend as well. Like, um, I talk to you guys more than I do talk to my real friends, to be perfectly honest. And
Same.
like when I'm having a bad day, it's like I want to come and be with, my Pixel Swagger family because like my real life family sucks. And so like this is my real life like friends. But besides that, I've been honored enough to meet several people from SL. I have a friend in Australia, one of my very first friends on SL, who I've had the pleasure to meet 2 times now. I had an ex who I wasn't even really good friends with anymore hit me up a couple years ago telling me that he was going to be driving through our area and me and my husband got to go on a double date with him and his wife and like uh
Awkward.
he made it awkward at the very end, but it was actually we had so much fun. I haven't talked to him very much since, just once or twice. And I'm
Okay.
okay with that because it definitely closed that chapter for us.
Yeah.
But I don't regret meeting him. I actually like was really glad I got to meet him. And I have several besides you guys, several other people I hope to meet. But I definitely want to do like next year, like a girls' week or like a Pixel Swagger or something. I don't know next year
Yeah,
and
definitely.
meet.
I agree with you, Nettie. Nettie was just talking to people in the chat, and like the internet has connected the world, but SL takes it a little bit further. I totally agree with that. Like,
Yeah.
you share this world, and then you want to share like your RL. Like, well, me and Aaron are on cam all the time, so we get to actually see each other's RL and be part of it and stuff. But like, um, I want to share my RL with all y'all too.
It's when the opportunity comes up, it's you got to take that chance. You got to go out and meet people. I mean, especially these days with everybody being so like crazy and distant with each other, and like there's just so much chaos and hate in the world right now. So if you have a chance to connect with people that you consider your friends on the internet and you can meet them, you really should.
Well,
You
most of the
know,
people in
like
this game are introverts. Like Arya
yeah.
is an extreme introvert. I don't see you as an introvert though, Nitty. Like you're very like
Um
bubbly.
I am as long as I'm comfortable around people, I'm an extrovert,
But
you
I
know.
guess like that's a really good question because it's like SL to RL. It's like, okay, if you're an introvert and you're in here and you're comfortable here, but in real life you're not even comfortable. I'm not, and this is me. I'm not comfortable around my real life friends. Like it's fucking awkward sometimes. Um,
Um,
so how does that play when we all meet?
you
Weed and
know,
alcohol.
you know, well, I meant so I'm an introvert, like you said. Um, my friend knew her for quite a few years. She hasn't played SL in a while. Hits me up, tells me that from Australia she's going to be 2 hours from my house. Like, obviously, I'm going to go meet her. I
Mm.
swear to you, from the second I realized who she was, like, we like locked eyes and we're like, oh my God, and we hugged and we talked like we've been best friends forever.
But I
It
can
was
see
not
you doing that. I'm awkward as fuck.
But it wasn't awkward because like when I heard her voice, she was the person who I've been talking to for 15 years. And it was this so
Aw.
actually with Greg, I won't say his SL name, but with Greg, it was Maybe a little bit more awkward because of some of the history that I had.
The
but
sexual
realistically,
tension.
actually, he came with a full Australian accent, which threw me off at first.
What?
Because full
Wait,
Australian
what?
accent. Yes.
He didn't
Threw
have
me
a full
off.
Australian accent when I knew him.
Me
Right.
neither.
I was like a full Australian accent, so I had to get past that shock a little bit because. So actually, like I said, when I heard Luis's voice, it was instant click. I've known this person my whole life. When I heard Greg's voice and it was so off, it actually threw me back a little bit. Like I felt like I didn't know him anymore.
Well, yeah, because he's like faking it in Well, I know he's Australian originally, but he did not have an Australian accent when we knew it. What the fuck?
Right. Well, I'd heard his Australian accent a few times when he was drunk, but yeah, that threw me for a loop.
That's fucked up. Oh man, that's like, you know what? That man had so many goddamn red flags. I don't care if he's listening. You are a fucking giant red flag. Oh my god. Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna text him this podcast at the end.
He'll be like, that bitch, I still have her avatar. Oh shit.
I don't know who Greg is. You guys are all introverts.
I am in real life. I am an introvert in real life. I very much so.
Well, you've heard me at work. Several people have heard me, like do my job over the years because I like being connected, right? So if you've heard me at my job, like doing what I do, I'm very much not an introvert. I'm actually quite outward. But
I'm
I
the
think
same though at my
I feel
job
like
too.
I feel like I'm more of an introvert online than I am in real life.
I actually can agree with
Uh.
that because sometimes getting you to go places is very difficult.
Well, that comes down to being content also.
Mm.
So, I mean, there's several reasons.
I
We should all meet. We should be on a boat. We all live near water. I think, right?
I
All
have
of
a
us.
boat. Come on
Yeah,
out,
there you go.
guys.
Yeah.
I live near the ocean, though. You guys are all like.
am not. No. We're going to safe water,
Over by the
Nettie.
ocean.
We're not going to no shark-infested water. We're going to safe water.
Shark-infested water is not really shark-infested.
It's really not.
I just want to say that it's safe to go to the ocean. It's safe to be on the beach.
No, you guys can come
It-
over.
and it's
I believe in
safe also
Megalodon.
to pay attention to the lifeguard who is sitting 15 feet above the strand of sand, which is also 15 feet above the
No,
water, so
no.
he has a good long view.
No, I
and when
watched.
he blows his whistle and he says, "Hey, get the fuck out of there! Get out!"
No,
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
watched
that
an
has-
episode of fucking Lifeguard Rescues Australia at that dangerous beach.
Okay, well,
That's
I'm
Australia.
talking-
That's different.
I'm
We're
talking
talking
about
about
America, where
we're talking
on
the North
on right
Atlantic.
side
There's
of
a
the world.
big difference.
Sharks, fuckers.
Have you guys met a lot of people in real life that you originally knew from the internet?
Just
Yes.
I've only met one. That's it.
I think
I've
Mocha's
been
met
up
the
4 or
most.
5.
Mocha,
Yeah.
I think, meets everybody.
She does. She
Is it Mocha close to me? Mocha, we're gonna meet you too, okay?
She's nowhere near you.
What do you mean?
She's on the other side of the country.
Well-
Continent.
Is she in Cali?
No.
Oh.
I don't want to dox her, but
yeah.
she's,
No,
know,
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, but
I-
no, she's not on the East Coast.
Well, you know what? I
Okay.
guess we're never gonna meet, okay, Mocha? Sorry.
I've
love
met a
your
ton
face,
of
though.
people. I've been
Mocha,
meeting
we
people
can
from, I met people from back in the AOL days. So, you know,
Yeah, same here, Daddy. I've met. so
I
many
just, I'm
people on the
aging
internet.
myself here. You know, like I see nothing wrong with meeting people from the internet as long as it's, safe.
Have any of you ever met and had a successful relationship from online?
Oh,
I don't know if I'd call it successful, but yeah.
yeah.
Well, what
right.
does successful mean longevity or
Longevity.
or forever? Well,
Well,
yeah.
I
They had
mean,
a-
we were friends with
almost
benefits for
15-year
a while.
relationship. But
Like, I mean, I'm not in those relationships anymore, so can we really call them successful?
Well, I mean, okay, not successful, but met somebody and,
so
you
something
had
meaningful,
meaningful, a few years together or whatever, and
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Meaningful, no.
Wow.
Wait, is this the ass muncher?
Oh,
No, no, no.
Oh, okay, okay.
That
Oh
wasn't
my God.
SL. No,
Oh.
this was someone.
No.
Actually, Jesus, this was the person that brought me to SL. Actually, I met him. He didn't live very far from me. We actually had more of a relationship in real life than we did on SL. In SL, we were like best friends. Real life, we were. I don't know what we were. We were something.
How many people on SL have your real life contact information?
At this
Hmm.
point, maybe
3
2.
people. 3 people from me.
I have 3.
Hmm.
Tegan and Aria and
Um,
Aaron.
Seems to be the magic number.
I probably have several more than that.
I only have, I think, 2 to be honest with you. I know Mocha's got my info, and Stony, who doesn't even come on SL anymore.
She's been coming
Unless
on.
I'm DJing.
Listen to
Well,
your
unless I'm
DJs.
DJing, that's about it. Yeah.
So we're almost at the end, but I guess like so I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, if these people have your real life information, like obviously they're somebody you trust and they're a real life friend to you. How I find like the more people that know your real life information, the more real you are on SL. Like the more you're actually portraying your real self.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like if you have those people that are just totally secretive, they don't want, and I mean, there's some people that are secretive because they're using SL as a sexual platform only, and they're married in real life or whatever. But I mean, that's also just super secretive to me. But I find the people that don't mind, like, I don't need to know your exact location, but like, oh, I'm from this city, or I'm from this town, or I work for a bank. Like everybody knows I work for a bank. Like I just find the more open you are, but at the same time it's really scary giving some people your details
Mm-hmm.
because there are some freaks. Have any of you had a stalker?
Luckily, no.
No. Not that I'm aware
I
of.
don't know.
I hope I haven't.
Everybody in the audience, so fucking Mocha, Lala, and Becker, yes, holy shit. Just you
We're
and
just
Nettie.
not interesting enough.
Yeah, I think my problem is I've never had a stalker because I live in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. So, nobody wants to come to Canada to stalk you in the middle of fucking winter. So,
That's true. That's true.
That's true. Also, then they would have to survive on bagged milk, and that's gotta be awkward.
it's all about location, ladies.
Okay, I will say I've never had a stalker, but I have a friend, and actually I met her in real life. Back like 8 years ago, we had some trouble in real life with my stepson, got taken out of state, and we had to try to find his mom to be able to serve her papers to get her back. So I had a friend, I had reached out to her. She asked me a few personal questions about my stepson's mom, and I'm telling you, within 3 hours, she told me where my stepson was so that we could serve his mom papers.
Wow.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
This woman scares the shit out of me. I'm really glad that she still likes me.
Oh shit. Okay, guys, we are on time. Or we're out of time. Anybody listening to this podcast, it will be published on Friday. You'll see it in the Pixel Swagger community. And we will continue some of these topics. Aria will pick something on Friday. She'll pick something on Monday. Please join in. We have a blast doing this, and we love that. We love all the feedback that we've been getting about it too. We hope you guys have a wonderful night, and goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Off night night and day. Crazy characters living, throwing parties, cray cray. Block parties, man, hotter than the